Hello everybody. Taking advantage of the spring lighting, I'm filming this at 5:30 and it's light. Although don't be fooled because it has been pouring with rain all day and now it decides to be blue skies. Anyway, I thought I would film. I'm just gonna plait my hair. Just ignore the background. I'm gonna plait my hair because I've just had a shower, obviously. I bought some of this. It's literally so good. Thought I'd just like chat to you all while I am, oh, you're right camera, while I'm doing my hair. Also, this is the first time I'm plaiting my hair since I have had my hair cut, so it could go horribly wrong and I might have a breakdown, so just stay tuned for that. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about life, things that are on my mind, despite my really upbeat vibe, which some of you might see right through. I'm not thriving. My depressive tendencies, thoughts, feelings have submerged to the surface. Submerged could be that way. Emerged? You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm gonna just do a bit of brushing. Just need to find my parting. Yeah, so I've just not been doing amazing. Yeah, the past kind of 2 weeks have just been quite a dip in my mood. I know and I don't know why. I know because it is my like kind of equivalent of a revision period right now. Like I have all my final deadlines due in the next kind of couple weeks, even though it's not revision, because we know that me and revision we're not the best of friends. It's still very like samey, every day is the same. Again, I don't like these periods because, as I've talked about, uni does not make me inherently happy. I don't really enjoy studying. Yeah, some of you may be like, well, why are you at uni? But that's a conversation for another day. Because most of the time I can manage it, but it's like these periods of like when there's exams or like big deadlines where I struggle the most, because most of my days are taken up by doing something that I don't like, so of course you're not going to be happy. Good thing is I have like 3 weeks left. Also, I'm only finishing third year. I just mean finished for the summer. So that's one of the things that I think is maybe causing this. Another is just that I've had a very intense, as you have seen, I've had quite an intense couple months in terms of anxiety and overthinking for various reasons, and I think it's just kind of come to a head where like I am just so mentally exhausted. I've had a really bad, because I've had such a bad period in my brain, I've had a very negative self-talk, you know, kind of period. I've had a very like frustrated at myself, and like I think I've just reached this like just point of exhaustion with it all, of like my brain putting me through hell. I think almost like I reached that peak exhaustion and then straight away all my deadlines started kind of like coming up, so it just like kept adding, and it's so weird because depression just creeps up on you, and like I've struggled with it for, you know, like I've said, like, oh no, I've struggled with it since 2019, so like literally almost 5 years I've struggled with depressive thoughts. And you just start to know the signs, you know. It's just like, I think I've spoke about this before, that I saw this quote or like Reddit post or something, that like going into a depressive episode is like gradually losing your sense of smell. Yeah, in that like it's just it just creeps up on you. Like, you just kind of start to notice the absence of like feeling. Yeah, so you just kind of start to notice that like you're maybe not getting the same amount of joy from things as you usually do. You know, like you kind of, it gets harder to wake up. I start to feel very what's that word, just like dooms, like very like, what is the point in anything? And it's like the things that you usually enjoy and make you happy aren't bringing you the same sense of joy anymore. This is gonna be so messy. Oh no. Evie, this is not a plait. If you want to Google the definition of a plait, you will not find this. Anyway guys, sorry, I really lost my train of thought there clearly. It's really tough because kind of, for me at least, when I realize that like that's what's happening and like a kind of a depressive episode is looming, there's not much I can do to stop it, which is really difficult because like I'm kind of like already doing all the right things. I move my body every day, I get fresh air every day, I walk a lot every day, you know, I try and read, I watch media that is good for me, that makes me laugh. I think I am, because I've just learned to cultivate that through the years of like how to have patterns and habits in my daily life that make me feel good. So it really sucks when I start to feel bad again, because it's like, but I'm doing everything right and I continue to do all the things and it doesn't really help, which sucks because it just feels like completely out of my control, and it makes me feel helpless that there's just this like looming part of me that is just like covering everything in darkness. And it is, like I've said this before, it's really like the colour just suddenly gets drained from the world, and it's very gradual, like it's just little by little that like, I don't know, your coffee becomes grey, and then like, you know, your nice blanket becomes grey and the joy just disappears. And it's really hard because you can like feel yourself slipping away. And this is where I find it really difficult because I often struggle with like, I don't know if I'm fighting hard enough. I kind of gaslight myself into thinking that like, you know, you're just making this up, like you're not actually depressed, you're an attention seeker, you know, you're just like lazy, and it's not nice. But I think a lot of people with depression will understand this, that they, I think partly because of the stigma surrounding depression, that and kind of like mental illness, that is often labeled as like attention seeking and like it can be exaggerated, so it's kind of ingrained. And like, especially when I have quite a lot of dips in my life, like it's almost like, surely this can't be another one, so like I must be making it up. But I always remember one of my friends said to me like, if you could make it go away, you would, so like why would you make that up if you would want it to go away? And it's so hard because maybe there is more I could be doing. I just did the other plait off camera because it was just, I can't multitask apparently. I'm constantly in this like dilemma of, am I doing enough? Am I am I not striving enough for a good life, for like a life free of like depression? And like, I do think a lot of my depressive feelings stem from, like, as I've mentioned, it's like a habit, it's an addiction. This is how my brain operates. It's what my brain resorts back to when thinking about things. So, you know, it's a process of rewiring that and having kind of new things that it thinks about, and instead of death and sadness, it's like, should I be working harder to try and replace these thoughts, you know, and feelings to positive ones? But to be 100% honest, like, I am just exhausted. Yeah, I've spent my life fighting my brain. I have spent my life fighting to live. And the thought of having to push more, and it's just always more work. And I think that's what's really tough, is that like, it feels like there's always more to do, and I am already so exhausted. I'm so exhausted from fighting my brain in other ways the past 3 months. I'm exhausted from just like depression, tiredness. The thought of me now having to kind of fight these depression thoughts and sad thoughts and helpless thoughts is just like, why? Like, and it's just really tough because I don't want to. I don't know, because even as I'm saying this, I'm just like, am I making this all up? But I'm not. Like, I do have depression, I do have anxiety, I do have OCD. It's so weird, it's so weird. I just gaslight myself all the time. It's just like, okay, pull yourself together, you're fine. Because I think it is, I think it's disbelief that I'm like, my whole life can't be like this, surely. Like, surely there comes a point where depression doesn't plague me. I don't really remember being happy, like being content, because to be honest, the past like 6 months have been very, very hard, which sucks. And like, I'm not saying, like, I am so lucky, and I recognize that there are so many good moments in my days. Like, I do laugh and I am shown love, and there are a lot of things that make me smile, but kind of on the whole, like, I wouldn't say I'm happy. Yeah, it's just like nothing seems worth it anymore. Like, the world is devoid of feeling, and it's like, I'm not interested in eating, like, I don't want to watch anything, like, I just kind of want to lie there. I just want to sleep, to be honest, because I don't want to do anything, and it just makes me feel so like I'm wasting my life, and I'm, you know, I should be going out and like seizing these opportunities, and I'm not doing enough. But everything is so hard, and I don't want to, you know, going for a walk with my friend seems too hard, or going out to the pub is just too much effort. I don't know if I'm wasting my life. I don't know if I'm letting myself down. And it's also heartbreaking in just the fact that, like, I miss me. Like, even though this is a part of me, like, I miss happy me. I miss like the me, yeah, when I'm happy, when I'm excited, when I'm joyous about life. Like, I know that I can have this glow to me, and like, I miss that, because I don't feel like me right now, because I just feel like a shell of myself, which is like what depression does to you. It's just heartbreaking, because no one wants to get through, like me, to get through this depressive episode as much as I do, because I want to see happy me, and I want to see me thriving, and I want to be able to get joy from stuff, because I don't like the current person that I am. Like, I don't like this version of me. But then, I don't know, you have to love every version of you. It's so complicated. I don't even know if I've said anything of importance, interesting, but I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about what's going on. I'm sorry that the videos have not been too happy at the minute, but I always wanted to be real with you guys, and this is the reality of my life. Just keep doing the things that usually bring you joy. It's so important to keep those patterns going, and be kind to yourself and be gentle, and it's okay if it's a hard day.